5 seconds. So if
Right.
if I just do a quick introduction.
Oh, right, yeah. So you're looking at the other way around. I'm seeing the dice on my side. You're seeing them on your side. Right, yes, okay. But I can cope with that. I guess I'll have to watch my board rather than yours. And Seb can watch either board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Well, good evening to everyone was watching in on YouTube. So we are going to play a rematch between Julian Fetterlein and Sebastian Wilkinson. Our two grandmasters will be talking in depth about their decisions as they go through, and we hope you have an informative evening. I will hand you over to them.
Well, thanks very much. So I think last time we played, I think I edged PR by a 1,000 or something like that, but Seb won the match, I think 5-0. Since then, he's got promoted, so he's the first one of the British Grandmasters to go up to GM2 level. And he's also prominently appeared in the Giants of Backgammon list. So he's in at number 18, which I think is the highest any British players ever got to. So hopefully I'll be able to score. I won't score less than 0 out of 5 compared to last time.
Well, thanks, Julian. It was very kind of you to mention, and good evening to everybody. Hope you enjoy the match.
Right, and good luck to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Let's see how it goes.
So I've got the opening roll, and with 0-0 to 5 at the moment.
5 for a match. So I think this is very standard opening. Pretty much always play 6-3 that way, right? And 5-4 is obviously forced.
Yes, I mean you can run with the 6-3, which I think is reasonable at
DMP, right?
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if I can't hit anywhere sensible, I should just make the 5-point anchor, which guarantees I'll be in the game for a long time.
Yeah, it's such a valuable asset, isn't it? Really taking away those 2 of my game plans and locking up the defense for the rest of the game. Seems like a good deal. I immediately recognize this is a position I struggle with. 2 options that I see, of course. Just safetying this guy and hitting, which 3 options actually, because I don't really like playing this guy into the midpoint. You know, if I hit, I'd rather play this, but of course I don't want to leave 3 blocks and lots of returns, but it's just for balance. So immediately I don't really want to do this just because it strips the 8 and it really stacks the midpoint. Of course I leave a lot of return shots as well. So what is my advantage in the game? Well, it is the race. So I'm very tempted also just to do this, and it leaves sort of nothing, but like a 9-pip lead. So this I'd probably end up going for, but I know this is one that I always get wrong. So I'm gonna stick to my guns though. I just think that this creates such a weak position, and it doesn't really do you any damage. So I'm just gonna move quietly through the night.
Yeah, I very much like that move. I know that it's not the kind of position you like, where you're basically just trying to come home safely. But I think there's another problem of hitting on the bar point is that you drive me back. So if I can just enter on the 24, I've got a much better holding game than I have here, where if needs be, you can dump things behind me.
Yeah, that's a good point. I create more contact for myself.
So 3-1, I think just make the 5 points good and obvious.
Yeah, both 5 points nice to have.
Yes. I sometimes tell my students that when you hold both 5 points, you should think of doubling. But maybe this is a little too early.
Yeah, so I'm sort of faced with basically the same decision, although now I can run this checker. So let's have a look. I am 13 pips up, but what do I leave? 3s, 8s, and 10s. Kind of a lot of shots. Just stepping up a little bit and unstacking the mid has that nice duplication of 2s, but I still haven't really escaped the checker and I still haven't made the bar, so I still kind of feel like I'm trying to do 2 things at once. But I'm 20 pips up now, so they hit back here, maybe I make the advanced anchor. Don't hit back, well, what do? I just develop, leave the guy alone. Whereas this way, if you miss, I kind of win. Oh, I've escaped fully, full freedom, obviously hugely valuable. But how many numbers? It's so many numbers. 23, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
No, I got 19.
19 seems like a lot. So like they both give a lot of shots. I mean, this might even be less. Only 16 with sixes, some fours, so a bit safer, but more of a gain. I don't know. Similar risk, not much of a gain. I try and be consistent, like with the last play, just one man back. Potter's law was part of that, right? Just run the last checker.
Yeah.
Sticking to my game plan of just playing the race. But I don't like it. I really don't like just getting hit here because I haven't developed anything, right? Any assets like you.
Yeah, so I was thinking that maybe I could double, but I think I definitely have to hit first. I have a really good game if I do hit, but then again, about half the time I'm not going to. So 6-1 is pretty useless. So I can't hit, can't move my back checker. So hopefully prepare the hotel for guests to arrive.
Yeah, that looks good into the defensive role. As I've kind of escaped and you haven't. So we're getting into that holding game, but obviously the race being even or basically level, that's a large part of the way you win as well. So I'm just going to be trying to bring this home safely, I think, is the plan.
So that
Double
was
six.
a good roll to start in that direction.
Yeah, for sure. So filling in the 7 is clear while unstacking and hitting you. So let's play 2 there to start. Now, obviously, now that I've got this race lead and I've got the advantage, I want to leave minimum risk because there's not much more I can gain. It's just more of the same gain that I've already accomplished. And of course, I just want to creep up to an efficient double. So let's play one more here for balance. And I think the last one I'm going to play here because it would help me make interval points, but I could also clear the midpoint more easily like this. So it looks really beautiful and flexible. Don't see a reason not to do this. So let's try that one.
Yeah, I think maybe this might leave a couple more shots because it leaves a 3-6 as well. But I do still like the play because the majority of the hits are going to involve my breaking the anchor, so I have to pay a price to hit. And if you stayed back, then I've still got a spare on the mid. So with X3, I can hit without giving anything up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is an awesome roll. So that comes in and hits and I keep the anchor.
Yeah, so that was a good point. Like if you had hit on your 10 point, you get another guy into the zone to help with priming and containing me. But for me, like I've still got to clear that last man on my 15 point, right? Which is now the focus.
Essentially problematic, but I think the main thing is when I break the anchor, suddenly you've got all these numbers like 1, 2, 3 that instantly win for you.
Yeah, always difficult. All right, so let's see. Well, I've still got the race lead. Need to come in. Oh, that's great. Hit back, of course.
So 5-3 doesn't hit. So I'm pretty sure I need to enter on as low a point as I can to try and get more contact. And it seems quite nice to be 6 away from the other block as well, so that I've got the opportunity to cover that if it's still there next time. So the 5, I can move this check around or just come down from the midpoint. So Y is 1 better than the other. So I guess if I come round, you hit with your fleeing checker. But on the other hand, you can't move him. Yeah, I'm so far behind in the race. I don't think I mind having another checker sent back. It might even let me anchor on the 3 point. So just maximum contact is my plan here.
Yeah, I like that. Makes sense. Maybe I don't know. You want to make the 16 later on. Is a possibility. Just another guy in the zone. Looks balanced. I wouldn't think of cubing just yet. I mean, you have the stronger board, you still have the anchor, and I have so many things to do, right? Get that guy safe, make points in board. So I feel like we're a little way off that. 3-1, not fun. So I can't get the guy safe. And I can't hit because, well, I could hit because 6s are duped, but now I have 2 blocks. And I can't hit this one. For the same reason, give you a good 6 from the bar. So if I was just playing the race, I would just do this, right? Just leave 2s and 5s and hope you miss. And even if you hit, I'm probably still winning the race, but it's not fatal. If you hit this way, I could get in a lot of trouble. And again, even if I got missed this way, I have a lot of cleanup to do. Looks very difficult. So as much as I don't want to just do this, I'm going to be sticking with my plan of just trying to get this last man safe.
Yeah, well, the plan's been working well so far. So double 5 is going to be good for me. So hitting is certain. And I guess I could think of moving forward now. Let's just see what the race is like. So I'm behind by 2 after the play. So this does rather leave the back guy stranded. So I think I still need the 20 point for a while. So 1, 2, 3. Remake the 8 points. So now I do have 4 points out of 6. That's good. I don't want to be hit with the 1, but that's life, I guess. So you do need the 1 to enter. So I guess this is clear.
Yep, makes sense. Nice structure. All right, let's see if I come in. Aha. And another decision I'm not very happy with. So again, the general plan is just to get out of trouble with this one guy, which would lead me just to jumping out, right? Getting a hit there is kind of annoying because you really want to fill in that point, so it's just super valuable for you to slot while hitting. And this kind of dupes the 6 that you need to jump the back checker out with, which is what you want to do with the inefficiently placed guy there. And the only alternative I see is this, which is fine. I mean, but it just leaves 3s, 1s, 2s, and 4s. And again, then there's another block exposed, and I could be losing the race after you hit. I'm not really comfortable with either play, but again, just being consistent, following the game plan, trying to trust the theory. Don't really mind being hit from the 8 point because you'd have to break that. So yeah, we'll try this.
Yeah, so it's getting good for me. So I've got the positional advantage with both 5 points and a strong board, and I've got the threat, the volatility with all these shots, but I'm still behind in the race. So if I don't hit, or if I get return hit, then I've really got very little. So I think I still have to go on. So 5-1, I'll hit with the 1 first. I could hit from the midpoint, and I'm probably going to do that, but doing it this way round gives me the opportunity to see if there's anything I've missed rather than 13-8. But no, there isn't, so I'll just remake that one.
Yeah, that's a good point. The move order is all important to helping you see the available options. All right, let's see if I can come in. That's the one I'm good at, 1-6. Very good one to practice, highly recommended.
So that's not too shabby either. So now I can come in and hit. So those 2 are clear. And then I have a couple other ones. So I can't see any reason not to make the bar, because that is part of my prime, and turning 2 blocks into an asset, so that's good. And choice with the last one. So 11 to 10 gets me another builder for the 4 points, so that's definitely a candidate. The negative side is if I do this, my spare at the back still needs a 6 to get out, so 5s are potentially difficult here. I guess there's not too many 5s are bad, so lots of the 5s jump out anyway. So I think, yes, getting the other builder for the 4 points is the top priority here. If I can fill in the 4 point, then I'm definitely in business.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's got a bit more valuable. Alrighty, good number, double 2. So coming with 1. Very often we're going to be unstacking the 6 point and making the 4 point with double 2 anyway. But I think here it's especially clear because I'm heavily outboarded, so I'm equalizing that area, but also, you know, a strong offense is a strong defense. So to protect my lone back checker and to up.
You're not tempted by making the 11, which is sort of 6 in front of my anchor?
Oh yeah, I did see that 3 down, but I was kind of I'd already thought of stepping up, but actually I don't want to step up into the 21 because there's 4 builders there, like you said, and I can still escape from the 23 with a 6. But yeah, just chilling out there. Let's have a look. So that's just there, but no inner board. Okay. And if I play this, the last one is just here. Yeah, I just think this is stronger because you have like the two guys behind your 5-point anchor, and it gives me some threats for attacking and progressing. This way, I can still only really use those 3 builders on 6, 7, and 8. So it's still quite difficult to build points. I think it doesn't feel like an efficient prime. So I think for the first reasons I said, like protecting the checker, stronger offense, and also just developing the inner board, for me is going to take priority. But I could be wrong here. I also like making the 4 when someone has the 5 because it's like hugging the anchor, which really maxes the risk when they want to leave sometime in the future. So yeah, I'd go with this one.
Yeah, I do actually like this one. I was just trying to talk you into the other one.
It's fine. It's fine.
So, I mean, one thing is that you're keeping the midpoint is closer to your back checker, so it's easier to get the back checker for safety just by a small amount.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the other thing is when you come to bring the position home, the midpoint's actually quite easy to clear here. Now I've given up my midpoint, so making the 11 might be more of a problem than an advantage when you do that. Because I'm still down in the race, so I'm not threatening to rush off the anchor anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. Like if I move the midpoint, I kind of give up the outfield control, right? Holding the outfield. Now they're invested in part of the prime.
Yeah, so 3-1. This is the problem. So I can make a totally defensive play to hope you don't get out and then come into the outfield next time. Or I can make a totally attacking play. And if you don't get out, this is good for me. Or is there anything in between? I could hit here. So if I hit, I've got 11 checkers at the front, so I can at best make a 5 prime, but 2 to 7, sorry, 2 to 6 is good enough to win. So if I'm going to hit you, I have to ask the question, have you got a threat that worries me, that forces me to hit you? Just seems a bit committal to hit here. So let's look at the defensive play. So then you've got 6s to get out and 3, 4, 5 combos to point on me. So that's probably about half the numbers. Or if I do this, you have 5s and 6s to get out. And there's a little duplication, but there's 4 blocks. So is it really crazy to hit you here? So there's 2 problems with this. If you roll a 2, I don't like it. If you roll a 4, I don't like it. I do kind of like this move because it does stop you escaping directly. And I do still have the stronger board. So I kind of figured that the attacking play is a bit too much. I either want to do the defense play or the hitting. So what's the race like? 14 down, it's not hopeless. You do still have a 4 prime in front of you. Just scared at 6, really. What about the hitting? I guess I've got 2 points, two blocks on at the top of the board so that I can get a second anchor if needs be. I guess you could fan here. It's not the end of the world. So this one I think is a tough play. I'm really not sure about this one. So I think I'm going to go for the hit. If I'm behind in the race with the stronger board and the advanced anchor, all safe bold criteria say I should be playing boldly.
Yeah, nice. I would have gone with that. Really difficult play, but like you said, there's an upside in the downside of getting a hit, but being able to make a better defense. And there's a clear upside just right now. So I don't think you're too worried about the 4. And obviously, if I roll like a 1, 1, 5, 1, 6, you're in business. But yeah, really tricky position. So I need to come in.
Okay, so I'm still down in the race, and I haven't made the 4 points, so I've got nothing yet. So 6-3 doesn't cover, but it does make the 4 points. So then, now if I don't get hit, or if you stay on the bar, I could be in business.
Yeah, you got to do this while I'm on the bar, right? Too strong. All right, got lucky and rolled the 2, so must hit. And the 1 is easy because I'm not gonna mess up the distribution and nice spares. Just bring this guy down. He can't be hit right now, but he also covers the outfield a little bit, so I think that's clear.
You're happy to leave another blot here? That would have me a bit scared, to be honest.
Yeah, not like a number like 5, 6.
Yeah, that's good. So all the 6s are bad for me, aren't they? Basically, maybe 2 6 I could live with, but yeah. So
I might be overvaluing the spare on the 7 to future attack, but just seems too valuable to move him.
okay, so 5-4 is a good number for me that I can come in, and my advantage is the strong board, and I don't want you escaping, so this is 100% clear.
Yeah, getting worried now, but obviously still a favourite to come in, and even if I don't, you've got a long way to get the job done, basically.
Right, so now I could be in business. So I'm 18 down in the race. If I roll a 5, that's pretty impressive. So 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, I can hit and play the other number. And I've got these other hits in the outfield. So 7s, that's 4-3, 5-2 is due. So 4-3 and 6-1, so that's 4 numbers. Plus a 6-3, so that's 6 numbers. So if I've got 15 covers and 6 hits, that's 21. So that sounds like it's more than half the games. And it's very volatile position. So if I hit sight and you fan, or I cover and you fan, then I've really won the game. But on the other hand, if I can't do either of these and you come in, then the cube looks stupid. So I've got to double now before the horse race is over. Ask you if you want to make your bet now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, like I said before, I'm definitely going to be taking, especially 5-way, 5-way, lower take point, 5 guys to get round. Obviously feeling a bit silly about having the blot on the 12 point now. Of course, that's really increased my risk and my gammon loss potential. But even if you cover with like if I just give you 4-1 or 3-2 and you cover and I dance, I still think I've got some good chances, right? You can still crunch the ball.
Like you say, I kind of glossed over that, so that it's you've only got a 3 prime in theory, but having said that, I have to jump it every roll to stay alive.
Yeah, right. You could roll double 3 or double 2 now, so long way to go. Of course, I'm going to scoop this. Not sure I would have been brave enough to double, but
no, perhaps I've misevaluated it. I thought it was very strong for me, because I think we both know at this 5-way score that you're keen to take if there's no gammons, but you're keen to pass if there are gammons.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is really, is it a position where I win lots of gammons or not?
Yep, makes
sense. At the moment, it looks as though it's good, but that's always the case till you come in.
Yeah, so let's see if I can find a 1. Aha, 1 but no 2. So 1 here, and there is only 1 2 I can play, which doesn't look ridiculous. So
yeah, can't
go with that.
Direct shots.
I go with that one.
So 3-1, yeah, this is bad. So this is really proving your point about the strength of your prime. So now I think we have to panic. I can't play it all with my backjacker, so I'm going to have to break my board. So 2 candidates. This is 1. So now I've got another guy ready to jump out, and at least I've still got the best 4-point board. Or the other option is more defensive try, so I still leave the 2 blocks and board, but now I've got the 2 anchors to fall back on. So for some reason I don't really like this one. I think that I can never remake the 4-point for a long time. Because on the other hand, if I go I go with this play, all I need is for you to fan, and I can get a 1, and I've made my 5-point board again, which is good. So I think I'd have to play it aggressively to pretend that I'm still doing well in this game. At least I can still win the game quickly if the dice cooperate here.
Yeah, makes sense. Keep the perfect 4-point board no matter what happens. I'll give you some winning chances. I think I'll just roll here. I mean, you still have the anchor. I'm favourite to hit what I hit. Redouble take point, what, like 24, 26% with some gammons. So yeah, I think I just keep control, see how it develops. Feel like if I do win, maybe I'll just win some gammons anyway. I obviously could dance. I come in, you can make the 3-point anchor. Just it reminds me of cubes I've missed before. You know that feeling you get where you're like, hang on a second, just because you don't have any other spares.
They're especially complicated with the score. So if it was 0-0 to 11, then it's kind of we know what we're doing because we've been there before. But here you're very much reducing the gammon price for both sides when you cube, aren't you?
Exactly, and we just turn it into like who wins, and you obviously still win lots and lots of games, and you know, almost half my distribution I just stay on the bar, and it's not.
Yeah, so like you say, it's not clear who's winning a lot of gammons here because I've got 5 checkers back. So if you hit, I've got 6 checkers back, and that's kind of a warning sign that there's gammons in the air. But on the other hand, I'm the one with the strong board, so if you get stuck on the bar, you can get gammons as well.
Right, so yeah, redoubling doesn't make a lot of sense if a lot of the times I win, I'm just going to win a gammon anyway. I don't want to kill that value for myself. So I'm just going to roll, see what happens. Oh, this is fun.
So this one, I can't save any of the blots, but I can come out. So why can't I come out? So 2 of them, I think it's clear. I definitely need to come out. And now I have an option whether I want to bring the others out or maybe play this play. So I still have a 4-point board here. I've got 1s to cover, 3s to hit. So this is better if you come in, and this is better if you stay out. So you've got 20 entering numbers, 16 fanning numbers, so they're pretty close. So I guess the question is, how much better is it when I make the aggressive play and it works, compared to how much worse it is when I make the wimpy play, and am I close to winning here? I think if you come in, I'm losing the game forever. I think you just sort of, if you come in anywhere and save your blot, then I've really got an uphill struggle here. So I think I'm going to go with a more aggressive play and say, well, I've got the races. I'm ahead in the race now, amazingly. So I guess it's quite simple. You fan, I roll a 1-3, and that's the end. So seems a clear route to victory.
Yeah, I like it. You play it positively, like it's going to work out. That's what you're going for. Leaving 20 numbers anyway, but 6s and 1s feels like the downside is the same, but worse, right? Because you don't have a good position after those numbers.
Yeah, it's how am I going to remake the 6 points? It's like sort of 5 or 6 rolls away.
And you're giving yourself some spares to play with, so I like it. All right, see if I can come in. Do come in. 2. Now, do I make an overplay and hit the other one? Maybe it's not an overplay. It's just this is such a nice 4. Yeah, I think I got to hit the other one, play for the gammon. You've got a blot on the ace point. You've got a stack of 4 checkers, which is awkward. Even if you hit me back, I could come back in. If I just do this, well, this is also good because it just sets up like the value of the position. I can probably just redouble this. Let's say you come in an anchor. I'm in complete control. But you come in and you move, you're still playing. Yeah, I think I can push the value here. Like I'm up in the race, I can put 2 on the bar, stop you from anchoring. I mean, it does duplicates the 3, which is not really an issue when you have 2 on the bar. But yeah, I think this is going to win enough gammons to make it more valuable. But this is probably the DMP play, right? Well, obviously the DMP play. So I'm going to go for it, as I recently haven't hit 2 on lots of occasions, and push the value, get you away from the edge of escaping. It is scary, obviously, against the 4-point board, but I feel like I have some compensation. This, although it wins more games, yeah, also wins some gammons. Just don't think it's enough. I'm going to go for it.
Well, I would definitely have gone the other way there on account of the fact that the safe bold criteria I mentioned is you've got the race lead and I've got the stronger board. So,
yeah, it made sense. Just felt like the game was there.
We'll see at the end. It seems to be looking good at the moment.
Yeah, so you danced, and I don't think there's any reason to double here. I can just keep going, see what happens. In control now, right? Having the
Yeah, I mean, the most likely scenario is that you cover and I enter with one, and then you could reevaluate.
So I'm going to cover with the ace because that's the most efficient using that dilly builder. Not thinking of like making a 5 and leaving any directs. Now I just want a clean blitz kind of idea. But I am I am considering playing this because I don't have another 3. It gives me an extra builder. I guess 5s I need to escape. What is it? Double 1, double 5 I'm leaving. What else could I do? If I make it with the 3, I guess I could play the 1 here. Still get 3 builders for the 5-point, is that right? No, there's 4 builders for the 5-point this way, that's why I liked it. But again, it's difficult to break the 7 and the 8 points to make. Don't want to be too committal. I really like making it with the 1, but then I don't have a 3. And this feels really loose, 4 blocks. Even if I am in control, let's say you just come in with like 2-1 or 5-1 or 5-2, and how do I clean everything up? So that leads me to want to do this, but I don't want to take away a builder for the 5-point. It feels crazy to move the 6-point spare, which we love so much. Am I missing something? Yeah, I guess I could just make it from here or something.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. You can cover with the 1 and then play 7 to 4.
Yeah, that's the other 3. Kind of breaks the prime, which I don't like. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 builders for the 2, 3 for the 5, and 3 for the ace. That's a pretty good deal, I guess. I'm relying on the priming potential here. Do this, do this. Yeah, it might be a bit loose. It does feel like the best play though. It's just the prettiest move. So you go for this one. The 6 is kind of cheap. I just don't like this because then the 6s and 5s I want to cover the 7-point are the ones I want to run with. But I guess maybe that's just part of it. This way, yeah, it just looks ugly as well. Dupe kind of the 2s, don't use the dilly builder. This is such a natural play. I'm just blitzing, get in trouble. You still got 2 kind of stuck there. Yeah, I'm actually going to go for this one. My initial play, again, try and trust my instincts on it and just play the most efficient move, max value, but could be too much. I got to make some decision. I felt like I was taking too long.
No, I mean, it looks good because that's the move you want to play. One of Paul McGreal's ideas was that you listen to the checkers. That they're telling you this is what where they want to go. That you want to sort of cover the 3-point and get rid of the dilly builder on the 4, and you want to get another builder for 5-point. But 2-1 is a great role for me because now I've got everyone in. So now I'm threatening to do something next time.
Yeah, so that was one of the roles I was worried about.
Yeah, so as you say, the numbers that entered 2 checkers were the ones where this play wasn't best.
No, but I'm still happy that I have the structure. So obviously a lot of the gammons have gone. I'm threatening what, 5-1, maybe like a 3 or a 2. I have a big stack there, I have the race lead. So now I'm thinking more about the winning chances. I think I might have enough here. Can't just keep playing on. Can I keep playing on? I have like this weird stack on 16. What do I have to do? Clean up all these checkers? Even like 4-1 double hitting. What is it? Double 6 I'm hoping for. 28 pips. Doesn't feel like too much. Yeah, it just feels like the moment. Like I was playing for the gammons, now the gammons have gone down. Must have higher wins now that I have the structure. You have 2 behind, so I'm going to trust it again. Feels like one of my common mistakes. What are your thoughts, Jules?
Well, Yeah, I think that this is the kind of position you should be doubling, as you say, because last couple of rolls you made the brave play, and you, having got away with leaving the blot on the 3-point, then I found then you're too good, so you play on clearly. But now there's severe danger that if you don't cube now, then you might be losing the game next turn. So I've still got the strong board. So I'm more worried whether I can take. So I can't remember each point's worth about 8%. So that would mean if I give you 2, then it would be about 66, 34. So I'm about 2 to 1 against if I pass. So my initial thought was I should be taking this, but you seem to double it so confidently, and I want to have a bit of thought about it. So one of the pluses that encourages me to take is that your gammon value's really gone down. Your almost your whole threat is to win the game. I mean, I'm not going to like it if you do win the game and get 4 points, but as I say, the gammon threat is not so much anymore. So can you really save 3 blocks and escape simultaneously? That would be something to see. So what else can you do? You want to start attacking when your gammons are worthless. So what happens if you do nothing? So suppose you roll a 2 or a 3 and you just save your outfield blocks without escaping, then that does look pretty grim for me. I guess I'm counting on rolling a 1 to get an anchor before you close me out. So there's 5 points open. I've got all the outfield. I'm suspicion. I feel like I should pass it, but I need a bit more thought to see whether it's really that bad. So what wins instantly for you? So 5-1 making the 6 prime is pretty close to a win, and double 6 pointing on both blocks is good. But aside from that, is there anything that's awesome for you? 6-4 pointing on me, 6-5 pointing on me. Their positions, I feel I'd be pleased I'd take them. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have a look at this. That I've still got strong boards. You haven't made the 5 points, and you've got 3 blocks to save. So, given the fact that the gammons aren't worth a lot, I'm going to have a look at this. This might well be crazy, but
yeah, really difficult.
So, what did you think?
Well, I didn't know. I mean, initially I just thought I would give up, but then as you talked through it, I could see that actually even after 5-1, making the 6 prime, you could hit the checkers in the outfield.
Yeah,
counter,
yeah.
I could crack from the bar. I don't know. You've got the outfield control.
No, I mean, they're often scary, these ones, because our normal judgment is you look at it and you think, well, sort of, I'm going to lose a lot of gammons here. But as I say, you've got to keep aware of the fact that the gammons aren't worth that much.
Yeah, exactly. So now you're just looking at the wins. Feels like you probably win 1 in 4 of them, or I don't know. Yeah, braver than I am, but I can see the variations where you win. The blot on the ace point always annoys me, but I guess it's not that bad. Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right. It annoys me, but having said that, I always tell my students that you're not going to have a great position when your opponent doubles you. If you were favourite, you probably wouldn't be doubling.
Yeah, exactly. I was worried that you'd take just because I have no idea how to play it, but I think when you were saying some of those numbers like 6-4, 6-5, I was thinking maybe 6-4 I run to the midpoint. Now that we're just looking at the wins, really, or heavily focused, that's where the weight is of the value of this game, right? So if I was just making a winning play, it would be just something simple like this, right? Like 4-2. I have the 6 prime structure without the 5 point, and I dupe your 4. Not that you desperately want to step up from the back, but that is a good number, 4s and 3s. So that's my first reaction. I mean, my initial reaction was to do this and hit, but I think it's crazy to just to leave 2s and 5-4, 1-4. Just getting another checker sent behind your board and losing ground in the race seems like nuts when I'm up in the race, and just have to run home to win 4 points essentially, right? But that is obviously the 2 I would like to play. So yeah, that's why I got to this play, which was just the safest in my mind. If you didn't roll a 4, maybe I just safety it, and now I have 3-1, and I can attack maybe. Yeah, just minimum blocks, minimum risk, have the race lead, trying to come home safely, and hope it works out. I hope I haven't missed anything, because it feels really strange to make this move, but I'm going to do it.
No, and I think your judgment's right. I mean, I initially thought that maybe you hit on the 2 because it's probably not any more shots. Because I've got sort of all the 4s hitting is 15, and the other way I've got 2s and maybe 5-1, double 1. So might even be less shots. But I think the problem there is you've got 2 more blocks knocking around. So this is an easy position for you to tidy up. So if I don't roll the 4, you just save the guy on the midpoint, and then you're always threatening to escape or fill in the 5 point. So yeah. I do like your play on reflection.
I guess I didn't express the risk in the best way possible in terms of how painful the hits would be, like how bad they would be, and getting hit on the 2 and having the other guy that you could pick up in the outfield is so much worse, I think, than just you hitting the checker in the outfield.
So 6-3. This is where all my spares are, so maybe moving one of these. So that gives you 5s to hit and run. That doesn't look right. So that duplicates some 1s. So now you've got 1 to hit, and the 1-3 double 1 make the 5 point. Still a lot of 1s that hit. Well, the other play is to get a guy out. So that only leaves 1 checker back. That's half my job of escaping. So that can't be too bad. So this, what happens when you roll a 5? Maybe you can come out and save the other guy, so I'm pleased to be in the outfield. So what if you roll 5x next time? Which position do I prefer? I think I want to get the guy out because there's this danger that I can just get pointed on there. I think if I get a guy out, I've done half the job of escaping. I think if I have any winning plan here, it's the idea of uniting my forces and sort of controlling the outfield, because I've got the point there. So getting another checker out there sounds like the way to go.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't like that one because I like when you said, I'm hoping to roll a 1 and make the 23, maybe make a bit of a defense. I feel like if you run the last guy, you can never make like an anchor to defend properly if I make the 6 prime or something.
No, I'm kind of thinking of changing plans and saying, well, if I run the last guy, then I'm controlling all the outfields. But there's certainly a lot of pressure on me that, I have to stop you escaping every goal.
Yeah, I understand. Makes sense. I like the max contact unstacking play, very kind of DMP idea when losing, just max the contact and try and cause some problems. So I'm just going to safety this guy, 1-4, and
yeah,
then I just got 1 guy left.
So 5-1, the back guy's still stuck. So now this one is definitely my 5. I need to unstack that. And with the 1, I think coming up is sticking my head in the lion's mouth. It just gives you more numbers to point on me, I think. But if the 8 point was stripped, it would be good, but you've got an excess of checkers on the 8 point. So I'm definitely staying back. So that gives me a choice of 1s. So this guy on 14 is good because you can hit him with double 6. So I don't mind being hit by double 6. That's going to be a really good number for you anyway. And maybe I don't want to give you 6-5 to hit. So this guy you can hit with 9s. That's 6-3, 5-4. They can't do anything. If I come forward, you can hit with 5-3 and 6-2, and they don't do anything either. So what about this one? So then I've got the maximum outfield. And I'm prepared to take the risk of you rolling the 13 to hit that guy. and there's going to be more returns here. So yeah, this is following my plan of just improving the outfield control.
Yeah, very scary. Flood the outfield. I have to run the gauntlet. So the 6, I must, I think, jump out because I'm not going to play the 6 8-2. Another question is, how much safer is it? So this is 3s and 6s, 7s and 8s. This is 1s, 4s, 5s and 6s. Well, that has to be more shots. So
Yes,
I think
if you give that many, then it's kind of like you have to struggle to find the missing one.
Yeah. So I think
5 and 2-3 will hit, and double 2 will hit, and double 3 will hit. So 36 shots, I would feel confident, even with the dice here.
Yeah. So that leaves a 2, and I have this big stack of checkers on the 8, so I can efficiently just play a 2 here.
And it's probably not more than 36 shots.
And we'll see what happens. Still have the insurance of the blot on the ace point, of course, and
Yes. Well,
yeah,
you
redistribute.
mentioned that earlier on, so it might well come back to haunt me.
We
So
shall
5,
see.
2, that should hit from somewhere.
It's difficult to dodge that one.
Yes.
Oh.
So, right, now how do we stand? So I'm still behind in the race by 17, and I've still got to make the 1 point. But there's numbers here now, so I've got 7, 10 to cover, 4, 1 to make the bar, or maybe just pop the last guy out. But I think I'm 1 roll short of cubing here for sure. So double 1 doesn't do a lot of anything. So my initial thought is to make the 8 point. So it's not the point I want, and I want the 7 or the 1, but if you enter with the 2, it's a very good point. So I think that's the way to go here. But I think my plan here is to win this game slowly and not quickly, not to rush into anything. So I mean, slotting the bar is the best way to win the game quickly. So then I'm threatening to cover the 1 point and make the bar. But I think my plus here is all this outfield control. So if I just play like this and then split those up. So now what worries me? I don't think there's much worries me at all here. Double 1, I guess, might be a good shot for you, but this keeps me in a game for a long time, and maybe I can use the cube sometime later.
That makes sense. Look at this, came in with a 2, and you've built that 6' structure. Perfectly efficient, so I can't escape. And you just have to fill in the 7, and it's game over, right?
Yes. So any 7, 8, 9 combination will win for me.
So I have an attractive option of slotting the 5. Obviously, I would like to make the 6' to win, but I don't need the 6' to win, as I'm winning the race, and I could make it naturally. So that would lead me just to play this 3, I think. But I'm very tempted. It looks very natural. And then obviously I need a 3 and a 1, and I still need to escape with a 5. But I basically just lose with a 4, which seems a bit ridiculous. So I'm just going to play the 3 here and not let you just win with a 4 and just focus all my efforts on escaping the last man or rolling 3-1 or something. I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think the problem with slotting the 5 is that I'm going to hit you with almost anything next time. So if I don't get the 4, I'll hit you with a 6, or probably just break a point in board and say, well, I can't give you a free shot to make the 6' and fight it out. So
that's a very good reason. Yeah, you just hit me with a 6 and put me on the bar, pick up the other guy. Yeah.
So I'm still behind in the race. I've still got a guy to get out, so I think I have to wait again here. So 5, 6, is this a good number or not? Probably not, I think is the answer. So now let's see what you're doing here. You're going to come out with a 5, and then I want to be covering the points behind my 8 points, because that's where you're going to go. So I guess I'm going to move something, this guy to move. And then I have a question, do I cover it or do I come in? So I think I just come in. So now if you come out with a 5, I've got 1, 7s and 8, so if you go any further, I've still got a double shot. So again, this is trying to win slowly, but there's this risk that you fill in the 5 point, but I guess that's a risk anyway.
Yeah, I find these containment plays really tricky. So many options. And yeah, very often just a small change in the position completely changes the optimal idea. But it made sense what you did. So 5-3, I think the 5 I've been waiting for comes to the 18. And now the 3. Again, I really don't want to play this 3, kind of screws up the position. Still leaves me with work to do to escape. I mean, if you didn't hit now, I still have to run the gauntlet of getting over a 7 or an 8. I imagine you'd just leave them there. So coming into more shots, but if you miss, then almost guaranteeing that game's over. Again, I'm not very confident, but I'm trying to just follow the theory of running home. And again, the 4 is kind of duplicated now because you did want to get that last man back into the outfield. So the 4 is duplicated.
Yes.
Not
So
only to step
stay
up,
back. The
but
4,
also to
5,
cover.
4, 6 are good numbers anyway.
Yeah. So I think I just do this. And
so now I'm kind of tempted to double, but it's really the same as last time. It's when I hit you, you can still enter with a 1, or you can still enter with a 2, and you're threatening to escape. So I've definitely got to hit first. So that's why it's best to wait. So I definitely don't want to be hitting the outfield, so I'm going to save these blocks, keep maximum contact. And maybe I give up the 8 point now, so that's going to help me saving gammons. And I just hope that maybe you get stuck. So what gets you stuck? 3-1 and double 1. That would be good. Double 4 would be fun. So now I think I give up the 8 point. I think that I'd like to cover the 1 that's as good for saving the gammon. Playing 5-3 looks just putting the spare in the wrong place.
Yeah, I like that. I was about to say I've run lots of double 4s in this position. But I like you to play 8-6 because another builder for the 2 and all the other reasons that you said. Okay, so what do we do here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just looking at this as the initial reaction just to clear from the back. I can't hit you, which is a shame because that would probably be safer if I could switch and point on you. I don't want to break the bar. That's containing your last back man. Although, this would probably be easier and safer to clear the points later. Let's have a look how awkward this is if you hit me. So what am I worried about? You hit me and I roll, what, 1, 5? That's okay. 2, 4. A bit awkward. If you don't hit me, I've still got 4 builders to point on you in the ace, and I can just come around safely. So I think I just stick with my initial reaction, as I can't see a massive difference. Yeah, this just looks like it takes the pressure off and puts all my spares inside. Just feels less flexible in a way, but I can see how it could be safer for later. I like this play, it's not more compact. 4 builders for the ace. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. Obviously I'm just making a safe play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I understand this as well, but now what, 6-4, well, you can run with that anyway. Maybe a 6 is annoying. Maybe a 4 now you step up. 28 pips still.
4 I'll be hitting, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I got that. And covering. Yeah, so I'm trying to work out if the 7 point is a liability later for when things work out, because obviously I'm a favourite that things work out. It just feels like I'll be able to bring this home more easily, but this also is appealing. Later I see I have some bad 6s. So I'm just going to, when in doubt, go for my initial kind of gut reaction and keep it compact. And just check one last play, if I can maybe play 1, 2, 3, 4, which I just saw. I mean, it just looks, I just can't remember ever making a move like this.
Yeah,
so I'm not just gonna randomly choose this moment to make it. But I'm happy that at least I saw it, and there would be a position where it would probably be correct. So yeah, just stick with this one, but not sure.
Okay, so I still need the 4. If I don't get the 4, I'm not in business, so I've got to roll. So 3-2 is not what I was after, but so now I think I will take care of this blot on the 1 point you've been reminding me about for a while.
Yeah, turning liability into an asset always good. So I finally get to run the last guy safe and be happy and only leave 4-5. There's really no thoughts into making the board or anything. The whole game is just this checker. So very happy that he's got relatively safe for now.
Right, so now my winning is an outside chance. So I'm working on finding something gammon as efficiently as possible.
Oh, that worked really well.
Yes, the good thing with playing online is you don't have to wonder whether it's a good roll or a bad roll.
Yeah. Leaving double six is a good roll is always nice. Okay, so 6-4 was one of the bad ones with 5-1 and 5-4. So 6 is forced, and well, I could take another checker off, but that would leave 2-4 and 5-1 extra, so 15 shots instead of 11, which is going to be too many. And here, of course, you just come in with a 5 and a 6, and I don't have anything else to worry about. So very clear, this one, I think.
Yep.
Oh.
Wow. So 2. Always be careful when you play online, because you just click on the checker, it will automatically enter on the 20 point, and you'll have bad memories. So at the moment you've got 2 off, so I'm in very good shape. So I might well be able to double if you don't jump out. So this looks nice if you come in with a 2, but looks stupid if you come out with 2-5 or 2-6. This is just pathetic, because I need contact when I'm way behind in the race and I've got the strong board. So the other play is this one. So this is the winning slowly plan. So now I've still got some coverage. You can come in and out, and if you come in, I'll hit you loose. So that looks good enough.
Oh.
So now we have to question whether we can double. So if I cube, you're going to pass to 4-0 down. So then you are what I call gammon go +1. So you have to win 1 game to get to gammon go. So your half of 32 is about 16%. So you don't need much to take, but the question is, do you have much here? I've still got to make the 2 point, but on the other hand, if you come in, it's not the end of the world. You've still got to roll your 5 or 6 and get them out first. So I'm going to give it a go here. I think it's your decision rather than mine.
Yeah, I mean, when we're queuing for the match, just have to be a favourite, right? Theoretically, so I want to go for it. Here, obviously, you know, my take point like 15.8 or whatever, 15-16%. So I start with my like money evaluation, I guess, and then try and adjust from there. Having 2 checkers off is not is not great, and of course, there's no gammon considerations now.
No, so that's definitely the right way to think about it. So what is the answer for money? If it was a money game, would you be taking this?
I'm still trying to think. I think I would be passing or taking. I guess my initial reaction is just to pass. I think I've seen a lot of these kind of deep points, just one guy in complete outfield control. And then you normally have like maybe 17-18%, but it's always feels less than you think you have, right? So I'd imagine it would be something around there, maybe 80-20. Has that kind of feel. Obviously, I don't like the gap on the 2 point as well. That's really nasty, isn't it? For later, trying to bear off. But yeah, something like that, you know, 80-20, maybe even like 85-15. In that ballpark, these positions are generally between, right? Which leads me to think I should take, because although I would pass for money, I think it's actually a clear pass for money. 15.8% is, I don't need that much, just to win like 1 in 6 of these games, and it looks like I win 1 in 6 of these. So yeah, I would be taking. All I have to have is more than 15.8%, and I really do feel like I have more than that here, even if it's just by a little bit. Still feels like a better deal than passing, so take. Would you have taken?
I'm not sure. I guess my thinking is that you should be taking. That the formation with the gap on 2 is, I've basically got 2 of my builders for the 2 point have gone past it, so it's I'm kind of between 2 horses here. So I want to make the 2 point, but at the same time I want to be stopping you escaping. So I think the interesting point is, in a money game, your take point is officially about 21.5. because of the value of 3 cubes. And here you don't have that value of 3 cubes. So the difference is the 21.5 compared to the 16. So it's effectively maybe sort of 5-6% difference. You need 5-6% less winning chances to take. And on the positive side for me, you're evaluating it in a money game so that there you can win gammons. So quite often, I think in this sort of position, when you get lucky, you end up winning gammons. And here, I think I can push my winning chances up by being a bit radical. So, you know, if you enter with a 2 and I can't hit, I might well even hit with a 1 here, just on the basis that the downside is so small compared to letting you run. So I'm not clear. I think I would have sided with you and gone with the take if it was my money.
Yeah, it sounds very close by the sounds of things, what you said.
Okay, so 6-1. I was originally thinking this was the obvious best play, but while we were talking, it suddenly occurred to me I can make the 8 point. So this is good. So when you come in, I've got a 5 prime in front of you. I've got another builder for the 2 point. Stop your 2-6 immediately. It's only really 2-5 worries me. So this one I think is a clear winner.
Oh, did get the 2. Yeah, I like the 8 point again, creating that structure, 6 prime structure with the open 2. That looks efficient.
Okay, so 4-3 is perfect. So now I just need to find a way to win. So I might get haunted now by what we were talking about before the video started. So if you missed that, then Seb sent me a match file against Hideaki from Japan, where Seb closed him out and he got no checkers off, and the Hideaki went on to win from being closed out in 4%. So with 2 checkers off, Seb's a bit better than that, I'm sure. So
I'm feeling confident.
2-3 is good, that I get my 2 spares that were deep in the quadrant to the best positions. And 6-6 still is safe, so that's 100% clear.
Yeah, I like that.
5-3 again. I want to keep my spares high in the board. My strategy here is to get as many as off as possible before I open up the board. So 5-2. This is probably the safest play, but safety is not my big concern here. So being hit doesn't lose, but when he comes in and wins the race, then I do lose. So I need to get the checkers off to compensate for the 2 he's got off already.
Yeah, you could quickly mention Traby's bear off rules.
Yes. So these were from last revolt, and he said when you want to make an aggressive bear off, and this is not really an aggressive bear off, because with 2 checkers off, I'm very tempted to just play safely all the time. But the aggressive bear off is that you want to keep as many points closed as possible as your first priority. And then your second rule is to take as many off as possible. So whatever the position, the rules here clearly point to taking this off and then thinking about the 1. So if you've got a pile of checkers off, so if you've got sort of 7 or 8 off, then I think probably this is a good play, because that gives me more numbers to take a checker off and keep a closed board. But with only 2 off, I think I'm in very good shape here. So I think I need to opt for the safer option. So 5-2 is perfect, and I can get a checker off, keep a closed board. 2-1 again, so thoughts clearing the back point. If you come in, how do I feel about things? So we've both got 2 off. So you're going to be a long way behind in the race, but I've still got these points on high checkers to clear. So I think it's still clear to take another 1 off. Worry about the risks in the future.
Yeah, not a lot of risk with my board, is there, even if something were to go wrong. But once you become like a clear favourite, then you kind of switch the mode back into safety
Yes,
after pushing.
Safe mode.
Okay, I will try and run round, but
Yeah, so it looks as though it's all over, doesn't it?
it's just one game. What a interesting one. I hope that was entertaining for everybody. And you all
Yes,
enjoyed
well,
it.
obviously, if it takes an hour, then it's a game and a half.
Yeah, I'm excited, looking forward to going through it and learning some new things myself. Always a pleasure to play with you, Julian. Thank you for another good match.
Yeah, so I'm sure I got out of trouble there. I'm just trying to think how it happened. Oh, it was your 6-4 in the bear-up, wasn't it? When I was dead and buried, and you had to leave a shot when I was on the bar.
Yeah, I think that made my double 4 look a bit silly, keeping the 7-point contact. That might be a mistake, but it was difficult, really tough decisions.
So before we finish, I've got a couple of things to say. That Seb and I run the backgammon workshop, and we've got this special offer on at the moment of 3 lessons for £75 for UK BGF members. So you can find our website on bgws.co.uk, and you can email us at bgwsuk@hotmail.com. And one other thing worth mentioning is earlier in the week, someone actually wasn't a member of the UK BGF, and they joined UK BGF to qualify for the 3 lessons for £75. So you can join the UK BGF for £25, and then you qualify for the 3 lessons for £75. So if you're not a UK BGF member, you get all the benefits of joining them, and you can get into our offer at the same time.
Yeah, and just to point out also that students and under 21s can join the UK BGF for free, so it makes it better for the younger generation to get started. Right. So, well, thank you very much, Seb, and thank you, Julia, for hosting, doing a brilliant job as usual. And
yeah, thanks, Julia.
Well, thank you both. It's been a really good evening. And just a reminder for everyone who's listening, we've got the UK versus France match on Sunday, and I believe Julian will be one of the players in that. We will be doing live
players as well.
Yeah, and we will be doing live streaming of 1 match in each round on Sunday. So anyone who wants to watch either on the day or later, just pop along to youtube.com/UKBGF. Right. So I think that's it for today. So as I say, thanks again, and hope you enjoyed the video. And well, I'm glad I was the guy that beat Seb 5-0 this time. We'll get revenge on him beating me 5-0 last time.
Seems reasonable. Yeah, big thank you to everybody. Love and best wishes. Hope everyone's doing well, and see you all soon at a tournament near you.
Stay alert. Good night, all.
Cheers.
Cheers then. Bye.